Psychology of an avoidant who can't let go. When you first meet an avoidant, you notice something unusual about them, something you can't fully explain. They are warm but distant, present but slightly pulled back. They give you just enough to keep the connection alive, yet never enough for you to feel totally secure. And the irony is this: the same person who seems so detached, so self-contained, and so uninterested is often the same person who secretly struggles the most when it comes to letting go. People think avoidants walk away easily, as if they feel nothing. But the psychology behind it is far more complex than most ever realize. To understand why an avoidant can't let go, you first have to understand what they fear most. Avoidants aren't afraid of losing you. They're afraid of losing themselves inside the relationship. They fear the emotional demands, the vulnerability, the expectations of intimacy. But at the same time, they crave connection, closeness, and comfort just like anyone else. This creates a deep internal conflict. They want love. They need love. But they are terrified of the emotional exposure that love requires. So instead of stepping forward, they step sideways. Instead of leaning in, they retreat just enough to feel safe. And when the relationship ends or the other person pulls away, the avoidant finds themselves dealing with emotions they never prepared to face. An avoidant who can't let go is someone who never fully allowed themselves to attach openly, but still formed a bond internally. Avoidants don't attach through words or affection. They attach through routine, presence, familiarity, shared moments, and emotional proximity that they struggle to admit they enjoyed. To you, it might have felt like they were half in, half out, but inside them, something much deeper formed. The avoidant prefers connections where they don't have to openly declare their love, but they quietly grow used to having you in their world. They get used to your voice, your patience, your energy, your kindness. They get used to you being the one who reaches out. And when that disappears, they don't just miss you. They lose the emotional buffer you unknowingly provided. Avoidants don't let go easily because letting go forces them to feel what they've been running from: vulnerability. Losing you exposes their emotional world, and suddenly all the defenses they used — coldness, distance, distraction, independence — stop working. The space they once found comforting now feels empty. The silence they used to enjoy suddenly becomes loud. And that is when the avoidant starts replaying memories, revisiting conversations, and analyzing what happened. Not because they want to repair things immediately, but because they don't know how to deal with the absence of someone who used to emotionally stabilize them without demanding too much from them. An avoidant who can't let go often experiences something psychologists call delayed grief. When a relationship ends, most people feel the impact right away. They cry, they talk, they process. But avoidants don't process in real time. They suppress. They avoid the pain by pretending nothing happened. They distract themselves with work, hobbies, or tasks. They convince themselves they're better off alone. But slowly, when the distractions fade and the emotional numbness wears off, the feelings they buried begin to rise. And when they rise, they hit hard. This is why avoidants often return weeks or months later, not because they're manipulative, but because it takes time for their emotional system to recognize what they lost. Avoidants also hold on because they fear the unknown. People assume avoidants love being independent, but what they actually love is predictability. They like emotional control. They like knowing what to expect. You were predictable. You showed up with love, consistency, warmth, and reassurance. Losing you means stepping into uncertainty, and uncertainty triggers their anxiety. So instead of letting go, they hover. They watch your social media. They wait for updates. They look for signs that you're still there. The avoidant who couldn't give you emotional closeness suddenly becomes emotionally sensitive at the thought of you moving on. Another reason avoidants can't let go is because they form mental bonds instead of visible ones. Even if they didn't show affection openly, they build an internal world where you played a role. Avoidants are thinkers. They analyze, observe, and imagine the relationship more than they express it. They may not say, "I miss you," but you become part of their identity. The daily habits, the shared jokes, the calming presence, all of it becomes woven into their emotional structure. When that disappears, they don't just lose a partner, they lose stability. That internal world collapses, leaving them with a sense of emotional disorientation. Avoidants also struggle to let go because losing someone forces them to confront the emotional wounds that shaped them. Most avoidants didn't become avoidant by accident. They were conditioned through childhood experiences where emotional needs were ignored, invalidated, or met with inconsistency. In childhood, closeness felt unsafe. Vulnerability felt dangerous. Asking for comfort led to disappointment. So as adults, they keep distance to protect themselves. But losing a meaningful connection reactivates those old fears. And suddenly they're not just missing you, they're reliving every moment where connection felt unsafe, overwhelming, or unstable. The breakup becomes a mirror reflecting their deepest insecurities. What makes the psychology of an avoidant so complicated is that they genuinely believe they are better off without emotional closeness. Yet they suffer deeply when a bond breaks. They want freedom, but not loneliness. They want connection, but not responsibility. They want love, but without emotional demands. And when they find someone who gives them love without suffocation, someone patient, someone balanced, someone gentle, they quietly grow attached in a way that terrifies them. They might not say it, but they know you are rare. And that is why letting go feels impossible. For an avoidant, the hardest part is admitting that they care. Their ego shields them. Their past protects them. Their fear isolates them. So instead of saying, "I miss you," they think about you every day. Instead of reaching out, they replay old messages. Instead of apologizing, they wait for you to contact them first. Their silence isn't indifference, it's paralysis. It's fear disguised as distance. It's longing buried under avoidance. And even when they move on physically, emotionally, they remain attached far longer than anyone realizes. But the deepest truth about an avoidant who can't let go is this: they never let go of the people who made them feel safe. Even if they pushed you away, even if they disappeared, even if they pretended not to care, you touched a part of them they rarely allow anyone to reach. The part that craves love but fears it. They may not come back in the way you hope, but they never forget. Avoidants carry emotional bonds like unfinished stories, ones they revisit silently but never fully close. And if you are the one who loved an avoidant and walked away, remember this: your absence impacts them more than you think. They don't show it, they don't say it, but they feel it. Avoidants don't let go because deep inside them, they hold on to what felt safe, gentle, forgiving, and emotionally grounding. They hold on to the person who made connection feel less scary. They hold on to the one who saw their heart beneath the distance. And the irony is that the very person they kept at arm's length becomes the person they crave the most when they fear losing them forever.